Teraz ale tak. Jak to rychlo prosto wybijesz. Teraz będę na to drugą platformę prenisy. To są jam restricted party, bo się tego co tam reklamą zbieram i tak sobie. Easy. Lol. Сейчас Димеца. Вчера сам чекал. Prostě se rychle teď 9 hodin nazbíralo. Aspoň vidno, jaký je velký rozdíl mezi 70 do 90.
Are you all right?
Samozřejmě.
Xenos.
Dostal na prdel. Nič nové.
The hunter has indeed become the hunted. And yet, there is only joy. Transcendent joy that I have never known. How invigorating, how pure this feeling.
Is that what this was all about? All the meaningless death and destruction, so you could feel something?
Meaningless. Men die that others may live. Those who survive are stronger for it. Not that you could ever understand. To have stood upon this great stage of fools. To have played my part to perfection. Oh, this moment. Let it be enshrined in eternity. My heart beating out of time. So clear, so vivid, so real.
Żeby się chciał zabić?
Coward!
Stop!
Farewell, my first friend. My enemy.
Може забрати твоє меча? Будемо покрачувати в його збірки.
Where is he?
He's dead. By his own hand.
Then justice has been done.
Роботу мене розпам.
No. There's no justice in that rabid animal's end.
Liberty or death. That so many should be forced to take up this creed to defeat such madness.
No wy macie Liberty, oni mają Live, także...
We won. Forget him. The living have need of us now.
Stand tall, Lys. Now is the time to raise a cheer for all who fought for freedom. A cheer loud enough to carry to the highest heavens.
You're right. Thank you. Without you... well, you know.
Niż nowe.
So let's do it together. For Alamigo!
La Tancreta ono je rovnaké ono, je to furt zelená farba? Nic. Zimna. So.
In crimson it began, and in crimson it ended. And then we were free.
Nice. Tak trzeba go mieć ilustrator. Toho dali jako
But
prawego.
what is freedom, really? We may be free to live, to love, to grow old, to have dreams and desires, and to strive for them. But in the end, we're defined by the legacy our forefathers bequeathed to us. Even Xenos was once a baby in the cradle, innocent and pure. He was made into a creature that lived only for death, not born one. "20 years of Imperial rule have left Alamigo torn and bleeding.
Zabraliście ludzie pracowali iba na charakterach. Kurde.
It won't be easy to heal a generation's worth of wounds, to bridge the gap. But I won't give up, Papalimo. I won't.
Áno, Papalimo je vlastne ten, čo zomrel, čo sa obetoval, aby zavzal toho draka.
Because I remember the price of freedom. I remember the smoke, and the ashes, and the blood. I remember the screams, and the silence. And I'll do whatever it takes to honor their sacrifice, to build a home for us all. I promise you. This is the end.
Zaczątek dalszego.
The end of the Imperial province of Alamigo, and the rebirth of Alamigo, the free nation. Long may she endure.
To pretrwało. Pekne. To asi skipneme titulky.
Well, well, well. What a fine mess we've made. All but spent feeding that primal, eh? Well, you won't be making any mischief with that amount of ether.
Still, better safe than sorry.
Makrydla? No to tak.
There. There ends your hateful legacy.
Ale podľa toho, čo chodí na main screene, keď si FFXIV, tak ten Zinus ešte žije aj v Endwalkerovi. Niečo to bude mať spolu prepojené, alebo niečo. Tak to bolo. Pak to nie je tento. It is over, Galvus. My condolences for your loss. Father should not outlive his son. Aha, okay. What a nonsense. You do not mourn his loss. You surprised me already. He was your son and hero and irreplaceable test subject. I know what he was. A monster are not made from thrones. Nor are stars made to sustain fields gods whose soup on their very essence icons are summoned by the spirit savages who hearken the whispers of the shadow. Okay. Should you raise a hand, kinds of my black-robed return, I will not stop you. Our desire are one and the same, preservation, restoration. Compression, resurrection, all is it in service to your one true God. And when the sundered shards are made whole, will there be a place for us mere mortals? Thought my claims and my questions are motives, if you will, your audience. You will come to trust me in time. Until then, mayhap you will find this reassuring. Reassuring upokojujúce, dobre som vydal. Upokojujúce ma napadlo hneď. Mm-hmm. How dare you? Ale nám neukážu, čo? Easy. Moment, ale ako som hento zapol? Finder to supported to record that new game. Party Finder to bolo alebo niečo také, nie? A hej, Party Finder, okej. Aha, to nám ľudia sú. Dobre. Meditator will Miko, I don't know what to say, I don't even know how to feel about it all. Relief, I suppose, pride and hope to we did it. Father Ida, Papalimo, Conrad, I'm afraid Minfilia really did it. Hey, don't feel like you have to stand here and listen to me mumble. Everyone else will want to talk to you. You beat him after all, you're the real hero of this story, so run along and take your loadies. Dun, 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 dun. pity. For you, the best Designus, even after he had the horrorness of the power of Primal, is the testament to your growing strength. Not bitter to have had your vengeance stolen from you by another. There is some small regret perhaps, but that is outweighed by the satisfaction I found in his death. I commended you. As should be all, Xenos was a monster and tyrant, the man who killed my father and countless other of my countrymen. The world is a better place without him in it. I should also praise Master Alfinout for his foresight and resistant foresight. Predvidavosť. He had not invented intervened. I might never had the pleasure of being ruined with Hakura and his Lipin brothers. It was timely intervention. I will glad I'm not to have been burdened with the guilt of killing my lord and most trusted allies. Haha, indeed, my friend, indeed. Naga. Can I believe it? We won. We beat the bastard. Alamigo. Sorry, I'm a bit carried away there, didn't I? It's hard not to, we owe it to the friends we brought the show and scream and cheer with all our hearts. I wanted them to know why it wasn't for nothing to this finally over, and they can rest in peace. You hear that, lads? Simple. We will be alright, we will be alright. Again, it's a very unbleeding cake. Yeah, it could be. After all, we have been through Irish group, no better than the worry. But as ever, the relief I felt upon finding you hell and home into real Mangariro. Yeah, well, night reduced to my tears. The warrior of light victorious again. I should be surprised if some small part of you had not come to resent the title and the responsibility which accompany it. You must forgive us if we call you hero when you accomplished a heroic feat. But as the warrior of light goes, so goes the world. You should take pride in the good you have done, and in the good you have inspired others to do. You're not surely born a leader of men yet. After these people, we weren't just following their commands, and they weren't just following you. And you led them to victory, to freedom. Alas, not everyone could see the journey through to its end, but history shall remember them and the glorious future they made possible. The hero of the horror is supposed to be have to a liberator other titles. With the commander fallen, there of the Axial Chase surrounded our forces. After 20 long years, its official occupation is ended. But now the hard work starts. Where the people have had their fill of kings, there is no clear consensus on what sort of government they would prefer instead. Indeed, Father, one of those is the achievement, maybe the road which lies before us is no less certain than the one we have walked. Yet, if we can overcome the decades of oppression, I have no doubt we can find a way forward. Thank you, Lieutenant, for helping to make this dream a reality. Yes, yes. Finish the round? Great, in that case I would like to come with me back to Dragon Reach. No problem. Not for a rematch or anything, sadly. I want to call all the science together, I will explain later. Oh. I don't even know where to begin. Easy.
We've been through a lot together, haven't we? I can't thank you enough. There's something I need to say to you all. That is, if you have a moment. Good. You're all here. Good. Thank you doesn't really suffice, does it? I'm grateful. Truly grateful from the bottom of my heart. But I know you didn't fight so hard just to hear me or anyone else say that. You fought because you wanted to help, because you believed it was right. Because you're scions. Now, I'm obviously a scion, but as Conrad left me in charge of things here, I also have responsibilities to Alamigo.
Rozluczysz to z nami? Pleasure.
When I put it like that, though, I realized I couldn't even pretend to be impartial anymore. So it seemed best to make it official. As long as I serve Alamigo, I can't be a scion. It might be selfish and short-sighted, but that's my decision.
Dało co czekać.
Am I to understand that you summoned us all, some of us still nursing wounds, to hear this?
Oh, I didn't,
Forgive me, Lise. 'Twas but a jest.
Sharp, just sharp.
But this I say with the utmost sincerity. Scion or no, we are comrades, now and ever after. Is that not so? There you have it. Come what may, you may count on us in your hour of need. We shall never refuse you.
Stola. Oh, gods. I swore I wouldn't cry.
Trenerem gry od nich się takiej walki, a was. Tak zapytać. Gossy, co? Prisambo.
Come back here, you slippery little devil. To think fishing could be so difficult.
Prisambo powiedział to.
What greater proof of a man's lingering mortality than an empty belly? A fate worse than death. Fie on it. To have arrived at the appointed place and time only to survive by mere force of habit. Truly, the Kami are not finished with us yet. Oh, capricious fortune. How you test me with this wretched soul.
Ejha, tak to máte riadne malý ostrovček. Aha, svět. Jeho parta. This is indeed the work of Hydra, Circa, or Omega. In science, there is an undeniably something down the radiating a massive amount of energy which cannot very well be sterile dragons. Yes, I think we have our suspects. This is the mess of our own making, so it follows to clean it up. It won't be easy, but was it ever? And now comes the part where you say you have got no choice but to give a company resources and employees to this pet project of yours. Lost profits and belligerence client to demand. Financial consideration notwithstanding, you have to admit that there is an benefit in giving the people opportunity to study such individual technology. Okay, to sú slova. Okay, is that before or after you blow it up or seal it away? Fine, but the moment I judged this little venture an unsustainable risk. There are more works. I'm ending it. And to keep you honest, using my authority as deputy president, I had gone ahead and brought in a consult, a master engineer, and mechanical genius. You didn't. Koho? Génia. Come on, you must build the expectation not too high. It will be less dramatic when I surpass them. Oh no, absolutely not. This is not happening. Oh, aha, okej. Tak to si pamätám. Narrator, okay, got to begin his first day as a loyal member of the Ironworks team. Look forward to work with you, Áno, to si pamätám takto, lebo pre neho som robil tú moju zbraň. ARK. SSRR. Real Reborn. So I left the hunter, but what of the hound, so the roses to... Jak to mám stihnúť prečítať? Image of his reach. Nice. Game Plus bolo pridaný. Dobre, teraz jedu postquesty, ty budú tiež tak deň 2.
Come to see how we're getting on? We've made good progress since we took back Alamigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address: leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here. Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
If only it were that easy. Everyone and his uncle has an opinion. For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future. But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches. The Reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you. Now, don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me?
Nie problem. Pokračujeme, pojď se prostě štvrtá, chápeš, štvrtá.
I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure? After all, we were adventurers before we were scions, were we not? After routing the Imperials and liberating El Amigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots? So, what say you? Shall we call on Alphino and go adventuring?
Což ale robíme? Quest accepted. Level Actually, you that to me. I want you fresh for our little adventure. Wait for us by the retreat and we will be along shortly. See you there. Yes, Ještě veľa modrých questov, wow. Dobré, ale to ja nerobím. Ono je to v podstate, by mi malo odomknúť akože tie dungeony, jo. A toto. To som robil predtým, no nie, vôbec. Zdržiavanie je to strašné. Proste hlavné questy. Greetings, with Jim, we are the company are in the world. On some memories of escapade. Have you any idea what we've gotten ourselves into? Allow me to explain. Well, it will be something of historical wisdom. But I will try to be brief, not snoring if you please. Now the events I would speak of occurred before the occupation, back when Alamigo was still monarchy and Rodriguez sat at the throne. A unique brutal despot, but all accounts that he was the king of ruins of fertile rivals, real or imaginary, and he is the dispute with the monks of the feast and the dragon ridge being burned to the ground. In the later years of his rule, he was seized by the unshakable belief that unseen forces were conspiring to steal his crown. And so he ordered that the result with the clan with the throne be executed, including his own family. The wealth of the poor sons he put to death became the property of the king, and it's that those royal treasures were hoarded somewhere in the palace. This was born the legend of the marking straw. Okay, I believe I see the direction our adventure is to take. I assume you have in mind to inherit this hidden bounty. Yes, assume correctly. Ale správne. And would I also be correct in assuming that this legend is widely known? Others must surely have gone in search of your prize, tempting as it seems. Well, of course, we won't be the first to make attempt following Alamigia. The liberations more than a few Igros soldiers turned palace upside down. in hopes of claiming an easy fortune. But even after scouting every room from dawn till dusk, they uncovered not a single coin. Their gold lost its rent away as quickly as it had come, and the legend of the Mad King to remain simply the legend. But I see you have no intention of letting the story end. Yep. What self-respecting adventure would? Imagine the three of us delving into the sentence of a mystery. Tell me the truth doesn't set you heard it racing. Box. Oh no. You're wrong, the mode. Takže se jde hledat poklad. Aha. Accessories, okay. The news of Doma and Alamigo liberation have ignited the flame of the revolution in every corner of the empire. I hear the imperial province of Dalmasca has already risen up in rebellion, which means the Garleans and must surely have their hands full. What better time than now in indulge in such a diversion? Alas, Arenwald, have you any clues as to the way we might begin our search? Well, judging by now, by how the other stranger hunter of FFXIV, nothing about the palace isn't like to guide us anywhere, so we will probably need to ask around. What's that by another way to say no? Well, yes. I see. In that case, I shall pay a visit to Allied archives and request that set to the records seized from the Imperials. The Guardians are meticulous about such things. If they uncover the truth during their occupation, the event is certain to have been recorded. In the meantime, two of you can track down those who worked as a palace servant and officials in a theoretic day, given that they would have been at least 20 at the time. You will be looking for people who have seen 40 summers or more, and if you think they can tell you about the king and his bloody deeds, may prove useful, so be sure to listen well. I only pray try your luck in the fingers and the pigs. Whilst you make the round in the Alamigo quarters. And there I was thinking I was party leader. Not that I mind, of course. Let's be about it, huh? We can make afterwards with Gil Barangate Gates. Bye bye. Alamigian Quarter. To mám 5 ľudí, čo budú 40+. The palace, no, not only last, actually had stories of the Mad King. He used to hold public executions up to divine audience, and one I mean to anyone suspected of the spirit against the crown was flung from the top of those steps. Suffice it to say that I stayed as far from the palace as possible. Pochopiteľne, nechcel si byť zhodený z kopca nejakého. Stará slúžka. You want to hear all my stories, do you? I have almost of what I know of the Mad King is common knowledge. We had only see his royal majesty when he digned to attend the executions. executions he would ordered. And after a while, even watching his enemies die wasn't enough to coax him out of hiding. They say he started seeing assassins in every shadow and wouldn't set the foot outside the palace walls. I was offered work there as a royal servant also, but the mere crew of it left me in the cold sweat. Okej, ještě jeden. Dá se prejsť takto nějak? Asi ne. Že dookola. Lol. Tak dá, no. Tak čo tam mám akože použiť? It's at the pleasure of the king, and I live to tell the tale one of the palace guard I was. Should be told it was dark chapter in my life, and one I did sooner forget. Hardly a night went by when we didn't hear a blood-curdling scream echoing from the inner chambers, which of course we were under orders to ignore. So we had stand still and steady, trying to imagine what horrors were unfolding within. If you were hell-bent to find out what happened in the palace, head down to the street here and ask the old Arnold. He was the king's head scribe. Oh. That was Arnold. Yes, Amber, what do you want with me? You would have me direct up some decidedly answer memories. Yet if allow me guys to move forward, we must need acknowledge the misdeeds of the past. Very well, I shall tell you what I remember. I take it you know that your paranoia and the public execution of his kinsmen. Those were terrible enough, but in the last days the king favored the minds settled upon an evening guerrilla method of disposal, which only those and a few were unfortunately enough to witness. His Majesty ordered that the guard thaumaturge to unleash a vile curse upon the remaining members of the royal family, a magic which transformed them into fiends of hidden suspect. The resulting monstrous wares then cast into the darkness below the palace. Even now my sleep is troubled by nightmares. If others of their blood were prone to share his madness, then maybe his kindness that the monarchy end up with him. Self-field. Run up. Since we're all here, why don't we share what we want? Allow me to begin then, as promised. I scouted the river records for mention of fantastic treasure and found appears in none. It is just possible, I suppose, that corrupt official deliberately hid the fact of the true discovery, hoping to ensure himself, but I find it rather unlikely that the valuable find would stay secret for long. I concluded that our prize either does not exist or that the Imperials somehow are to be overlooked. But both of you were investigating any more fruitful. Very investigates. Turns in the monstrous, and what could that mean by the darkness beneath the palace? I wonder. I met an old man in Algiri who spoke of the palace.
Mal si koláčik?
Nie.
Tam je posledný jeden text tam,
No. Subterranean prison, but he said note of cross-examination. Imperial archives were also silent on the subject of fiends inside the palace grounds. To describe a fellow have been spinning her yarn. Do you think? Do you believe him? Uvidíme. If he was afraid that doesn't let go credence to the tale, thought I'm not sure how that helps us in our search. Do not be so hasty, Arnold, and the court that neighboring will have told us where the truth is hidden, but you are sure my theory there is a matter I would clarify. About you spoke of the light, heart and adventure, but I sense a deeper motivation for this expedition. Why are you so intent on finding this treasure? It wasn't all pretense, I swear it, but you're right. My father was in the Imperial Army, a man of Garlean blood. I trust you know what I mean when I say that my Alamikian mother did not welcome my arrival. As I grew, she would check my brow over and over, convinced that the spot of my skin was an American third eye, like the kind you see in pure blood Garleans. My mother did not care. Did not care for the daunting reminder of my heritage and took up a knife. War pincers to cross the scar. In the end, she turned me out in the street, and I was left to hunt the alleyways of Alamigia. A feral child who got what he needed through begin cunning or wars. The best I can say about the years I followed is that I survived, but I hated the animals I've become. Eventually I left the city behind me and joined a group of refugees bound for the other side of the wall. It was then that I turned to adventuring, and the road led me into the company of the Suns. I tell you this so that you understand. I know all too well what poverty and hunger can do to a person. I just still honor the folk for measly crust of bread with though it's gold. I could spare my countrymen that shame of living like that. Thank you, Ronald, and I apologize that cannot have been pleasant to recall. Yeah, but I felt it best to be clear in our intentions. Well, are you content to surrender the treasure to Arnold soon because and the thrill of adventure as you're about? Ja bych raczej pieniędzy po prawdzie. Then I should be glad to tell you my theory on the resting place of the mud King's Row if you are minded to hear it. To je to rovnaké, ne? Jo. Aha, healing, casting, aha. Slay. I curl my happy with the pipetry if we first adjourn at the more suitable location. In the case a revolver control over her self-defense, you mean good thinking. That was not exactly the reason, but it is certain valid control knowledge on the south edge of Loch Seld. Že to bude potopené. Čudoval by som sa ho, ale... Forgive me, it was not my intention to draw proceeding. I simply wished to have a look inside while I explain things. Prior of the great flood of the Signal River calamity and Salt Lake, you see before you were yet the dry remains, and this, I believe, is it or not, was the site of the ancient city of Scala, which rose and fell during the 5th Astral Era. And from what we know of the period, that the city was already deserved by the time the water began to rise, having been all about the destroyed by war. Yet its ruin remains to this day at the bottom of the Loch Seld. It is my belief that the darkness beneath the palace mentioned by the former scribe was not reference to the prison but to the place still further below the ruins of Scala. I further saw miss that the marking unfortunate kinsmen were cast down there not simply out of the desire to punish them, but to discourage exploration. I thoroughly wanted to keep the ruins secured. Wait, you're saying they were meant to guard the Mud King's throne? Precisely, and since we know the court trauma matches were involved, we can safely assume that the entrance in the old city have been magically concealed. Which would explain how Legion of Imperial Soldier and the God know how many enemy has never found a trace of the troll. We however have certain advantages which they did not enjoy. Would you be so good at swimming down to the bottom of a loch and reach for the underwater route into the ruins? While you do that, Walden will seek out the scarlet portal within the palace. Tak ja tu mám plávať dolu do tej slanej vody a vy si pôjdete skautovať voľaký palác. Aha, tu, okej. Lepiej nevidel. Moment, vlastne áno, ja som mohol toto používať. Ja som zabudol. Však tam je tu diera, okej. It is a passage that appears to lead under the palace of the prison and find what it. You can tell a stone door standing near a jar. It would appear you have found an entrance into the subterranean ruins. You yourself and out, we have searched the prison beneath the palace and found the door castle by enhancement. Do you want to enter the port? Co to jest? Any belly would lead into the ruins. Excellent. Then I suppose we proceed for our respective entry points to look and meet somewhere in the middle. Oh, come on, you two. We might as well make it race a victory goal so to the first adventure to find the treasure. Godspeed. Další mandate, dobré. Silno na 15-20. Čo je oranžovo? A to dobre plánom? To je vlastne áno. Do 22. Aha, toto? Sme až traja, 4. A toto som včera videl. Nie je tu žiadna party na to. A to sú čo za levely ináč? 90, 90. Ale ono ho to ani neukazuje, to fakt. Jeden helarem do piesku chyba, no. Lol. FFXIV. Jakie to? Shout? Szkoda. Bonus XP upload. Dobrze, się gasko sobie robię to dane, jak to na typa fade. Kim mi najdzie partu? To już zabić asi to też. Okej, nie. A, tu ja. Też pochodziło mnie jajka. Zjadłem jak to ono. Mamy na świeczkę nabito. Aha, jeszcze jest chyba zapałał, dobra. Czyli Adam опять было нужно последний. Да. Czyli ano. A właśnie są mogli sprawić ten quest. Dobra, tutaj idę w to the steps. Ja tam jakby asi długo włada. Odkazal. Aha, počkej, to je ona. Tu Innkeeper, to jsem cel. Special levels at the 350 and could by the 90. OK, asi to na to bylo. Klamor to bylo. Ok, chcem se zajímat na ty nohy, no. Ok, ty vyzerají dobře. Vyzerají dobré. Ok, šlapky, daj tam. Daj toto. Aha. Které to sukno mi tam dá? Dobré, teď to vyzerají dobré. Tyto dvoje, ok. Hop. Daj to tam. To tak vyzerá dobré. Daj mi to tam. Ano. Okay. Myslel som kompres. To sú strašne dobré, ale... To bolo škaredé, to vyzerá dobré. Pekný dománsky úbor. Ja počkaj, ja som tam dal blbosť, nevadí. To je čiapka, že? Aha, pravým to posúvam, okej. Hop. A 180 za next 1000. To vyzerá dobré, také keby bal. To je zbraň. Štít. Čo daj? Preto sú zbrane. Ty si dobrá. Okay. Čiže to sú boxery. To je gun lens. A sekerky. To je čas Crystal Bear Summoning Bell. No uvidíme. Ja neviem, ako sa to predáva, alebo čo to ide, alebo ako to ide. Lebo neviem, či mi to pôjde predáte. Pekne. Mi to nepríde iné, že som celkom vytrápal. Á, dobre, vytrápal som. Keď som nepovedal. Що там танки? Ага. То я такий? А ні. Вы пробились? To było to, że tam pod wodą? Ako okej, pochopitelne, ale żeby to schowali kruhy ze złotem. Nie wiem, czy to tam hydro robi. Okej. Hydropool. Okej. Myślę, że to się tak przyjmowało. To, że ci jak sprawię ten to, czy po prostu tam musím čekać do tego. Aha. Data pass. Spawn playbook. Playbook. Máme mi vlastne damage. To je už ešte viacej. Jedného to bijeme 3 minúty. Składać na dwóch. Widzimy. Kurczę. O, Matejku. Jeszcze będą dwaja. Light. Plejmy. Dobra, to sprawnie. To pomagało, no pięknie. Ja wiem, czy to ja nie to takie dopiero było overtime. Ten fajny po prostu to przysłał. Easy. Pass, pass. Pass. Hit. What the fuck? Dun, 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 dun. Stupid. Agenda one shot from damage. Попробую до сим трошки потребовал. Вот хочу давать тут какую-то двойку. Так. Это так не балуется, если добавить. dobre sa posunul. Sekund. Aha, to jedno DPS-ko nam już zamrało, to samo lubi, że ty możesz DPS poresurknąć. A keď si proste v boji. To oko. Ale masz, dajcie pokoju. Prawda nam dawać jakąś zabrać. Ja som zakúkal po ňom, že? Strážca truhly. So zlatom.
Oh, bugger it.
Are you all right?
Jo, hneď sa tam tomu budem venovať. No, 6-7. Dobra, či 6 minút.
Aye.
Everything's still attached.
Ah, it seems both our paths led here.
Ale
We
ja som
spent
šiel cez
altogether too
vodu.
much time fleeing fiends horrid and numerous. How fared you?
Ja som tam mal dungeon, na rozdiel od vás. Lol.
Much the same then. 'Twould appear this place is yet inhabited by King Theodoric's kin, or what is left of them. The work of terrible magics, I fear.
Terrible, aye. But their misfortune is our fortune?
Oba.
Quite. By the 12, there is even more than I imagined.
Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Lisa's face. Thanks for believing in me, you two.
Došlo vám. Idem. Jeszcze co jest na zachód, ale buzi. Carnival knife forge had the fastest piece we could manage, but I was not surprised to find it waiting for us. It's supposed it served us right for challenging the power of light, and next time we should agree on some areas of indicate. We may have lost of another, but I think what we found. Quite. Quite. I'm still hurling all the side of the mountain of riches. But like how you reeled at the sight of that floating spectre. You mean? You should have heard him scream you. Must be 12 on such a momentary just we found the marking throw, and that is all that matters. All just link aside, we must tell people the good news, and I think Alicia should be the first. Second, that there is to be a meeting of representatives from across Alamiga, so she is sure to be in the city. Shall we seek her out? To już chyba było 6 minut. Okej, także moment. Tararararara. Ach, you please tell it yourself what you've been up to. I'm glad you asked, Alice, and I'm pretty sure you're going to like the answer. This is surprise face. You're joking, the marking drop? I told you it was a myth. So did plenty of people, but they didn't have you enough in the party. The credit for finding each other really go to them. As for what to do with it all, I vote that it goes toward alleviating the suffering Flamico poor. Gods, if there's much as you say. Carnival did not exaggerate, I assume you. We could not hope to carry even a fraction of it out on our own. I have taken the liberty of sketching out the roadmap of drawings, if you will, assemble a squad of the most trusted freedom fighters, and they should be able to flow through it, and where the treasure lies. Understood, I will make sure every coin is accounted for, and that goes for the spending of it as well. Thank you. Oh, there is one other thing. When the time comes to draw up a plan for disturbing the spoil, I would ask that you consult Alfin out. I don't have heard for details. I'm not educated. I see that simply heading out sack of Gil won't solve everything, but I couldn't rightly tell you what to do instead. Oh, I know the feeling. I would welcome any advice you could give us. Of course, I shall bet at your disposal. Commander, we've got a problem. Tell me what's happened. Teraz jadę się. The mob got out at the headquarters same day. I have started making demands. You would best come and see for yourself. Mobs. Okay, mob. Sťažujúci sa ľudia
Step
samozrejme.
back, all of you!
Like hells we will! We know who you've got in there!
We're not leaving till you hand her over!
Bring her out! Bring her out!
Aha, to žensko.
What's going on?
Someone let slip about Fedorla.
It's true then! The bitch really is in there! I knew it! I bloody knew it! We demand vengeance! Bring her out! Today we butcher the butcher!
Come on, you don't mean that! We'd be no better than the Imperials if you'd all just calm down!
Calm down! That monster and her thrice damned skulls dragged my man from our home and beat him to death in the street!
Aye! And my dad! That bitch has spilt enough blood to fill a lock!
We all know her crimes. She's a traitor and a murderer. How many of your resistance friends have died at her hands, eh? And here you are, protecting her!
So that's what all the fuss is about. Hearken to me, brothers and sisters of Alamigo.
Hey, who's this?
That's the Bull of Alamigo.
My friends, you are not alone in your anger, your grief, your despair. For it is mine as well. That gnawing pain in your breast. It is enough to bring an old bull to his knees. But I ask you, brothers and sisters, to think not only of the family and friends who were cut down before your very eyes, but to think also of the ones who were abducted. The ones who may yet live. Where were they taken? What became of them? These questions demand answers. I share your thirst for justice, for vengeance. But we will gain only fleeting satisfaction if we give in to our base appetites. Now is the time that we, the people of Alamigo, must decide what manner of nation we will build for ourselves, and for generations yet unborn. When they look to our example, will they see a people who held fast to their principles, or one who cast them aside when tried? I say to you, it is our responsibility to give these prisoners a fair trial, that they might answer to all of Alamigo. The Garleans called us savages, and I'll be damned if we prove them right.
I know you're right, I do. But I can't.
Pa ja kurčisko mal henten. Budú ešte questy, očividne. I think Roban listening to the anger, I could feel more being swept away. Is a difficulty tied at the stem. It was that the same rage which brought us to our feet and carried us to victory. But now the war is over, all the unspent fury is being channeled into vengeance. And it's not just here, we hear reports of mobs forming all over. They've been targeting folk known to have cooperated with the Garleys. It started with the insult most often, then someone pick up a stone. Some industrious souls even thought to seek out the graves of Xenos and his officers. It was grim. I want to build a country where everyone, regardless of the race or origin, can live side by side in peace. But maybe the time isn't right, maybe people just aren't ready. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to try. The representatives will be here soon, and I will be damned if I'm going to give up before I've even begun. What are the representatives exactly? Village elders, refugees leaders, and the like. It wouldn't be right for us to dictate the national future on our own. We planned to summit of sorts. We have even invited Ananta and the Queer to participate. All amigos stands at crossroad, and this meeting will decide which path it takes. The matter of for the last sentence cannot be suffered to disturb proceeding. Then let's execute her and be done with it. She herself asked to be put to death. Naga, I already explained why we wouldn't do that. Sending her to her gallows might satisfy people right now, but where would it end? Should we round up everyone who collaborated and everyone who didn't resist? There would be no one left. We had no better than authority and Xenos. Begging your pardon, but may I allow to speak with Fortella? Only catch a glimpse of her past, a moment of it anyway during the fight. I she done terrible things, unforgivable things, but in some ways she's a victim of the circumstances in which she was born, and that's something I can understand. Alright, speak with the prison guard when you're ready, and I will come and join you. I want to talk liberally. I returned to my other duties, and we have barely begun to investigate the facility when they go for the higher powers. Be very warned, friends, she will test your knowledge. You should follow your judge. But she does. I've come unprepared to them, samozrejme. Na výsluch. Toto som myslel, že tretí z 11. Toto som nechcel. Hello. Stormbloodu. Stormbloodu.
Well. So many visitors.
Yeah.
Come to have a good laugh, have you? Or do you mean to put me out of my misery? To finish what you started? It's about bloody time.
That's not why we're here, no. Do you remember what I said? How I promised you you'd live long enough to see us win our freedom? Well, I meant it. And not to mock you either.
You're wasting your time. All of this is pointless! There's no reason to keep me alive, and you know it! I killed your men. I killed my men! And you know what my only regret is? That I didn't kill you when I had the chance!
That's a lie, and you know it! You think we can't tell what you're trying to do? That we're blind? Yeah, you're a fool, but you're not stupid. You're ruthless. Relentless. You'd give up anything and everything to get what you want. You didn't come this far, climbing over the bodies of your own brothers and sisters just to piss it all away. I see you, Fedora. I see you for what you are.
Crocodile Mage.
Come along, Fadola. We mustn't be late. The Imperial Viceroy will be attending today's banquet.
All right! Father, what's Lord Gaius like? Is he nice? Are you friends?
There you go again with all your questions. Lord Gaius is a great and honourable man who looks after all of Alamigo. He's very busy, and if we don't hurry, we'll miss our chance to see him.
Lubię jako na to pekne spojenie. What the fuck? Trzecie, to strasznie dobre wizerolo.
Filthy tin-head lovers.
Father, what did that man call us?
The little tin-head lover doesn't know what she is, eh? A traitor, sweetheart. A backstabbing bitch who'd gladly betray her kith and kin to gnaw on what few scraps the Imperials deign to toss her. Like your bastard father and whore mother.
That's not true! My parents are good people! They've never done anything like that!
Oh, but they were quick to help themselves and their bitch spawn, weren't they? You're just as guilty as them.
Fadola!
Traitors!
Please, you have to do something. My husband and daughter are in danger.
Soldiers of the Imperial Army are under no obligation to intervene in the disputes of Arn.
We're citizens. We have rights.
I'm scared.
It's all right. It's all right. They don't understand, but they'll see in time. They'll see that this is the only way to survive. Traitors! Traitors!
Let the savages have their fun. They'll be more compliant once they've tired themselves out.
Нет, вчера говорил.
Fadola, please! You already have citizenship. Why would you want to become a soldier? Oh, gods! What have you done to your face?
Forgotten it already, have you? I'm honoring Father's memory.
By telling the world that you know better than a common savage.
Am I though, Mother? Are any of us? Can't you see? Citizenship means nothing to them. If you're not a pure-blood Garlean, you're no different from any other savage. So I'll play the part. I'll join the Legion and I'll make them respect me. And when the mob see that, they'll think twice before throwing their stones. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. It's time.
Die.
It'll be hard. Humiliating. They'll try to break us. Send us crawling back to our own kind. But we won't, no matter what. We'll bleed for them, die for them if we have to. We'll do whatever it takes to be free!
So, you mean to play the part one last time, eh? The unrepentant traitor whose death will serve to unite the people?
Shut up.
You had every chance to kill yourself. Fashion a noose from your clothes, wait for the guards to leave you alone long enough to slip it over your neck.
I said shut up!
Oh, but then it would have all been for nothing, wouldn't it? Whatever it takes.
Kurwa, to jak rychlo
That's
pojechał,
what
to
you
tak.
said.
Been in my head, have you? Had a little peek at my past? And what? A few stolen memories tell you everything you need to know, do they? Don't you dare patronize me! You don't know a god's damned thing about the life I've led! The bastards that killed him. The bastards that let it happen. My father deserved better! I swore I'd do whatever it took to make them pay!
Not sure. Okay.
The things they've done to you. The lies. The betrayal. The endless fighting. Yet there you stand. Unbroken.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Damn you. Damn you all.
Bolo by dobre, že aj ona, že však videla si ju.
You still have time, Fordola. Think about how you want to spend it. Let's go.
To tam nemá ani svetlo? Orchestra. I don't know that this all benefit directly, but we've given a project something good to think about at least. I have found something new to think about too. I don't know about you, but the vision only comes to me every now and then. From the way I keep linking to, I get the feeling she's having them almost all the time. That's all of bad memories to deal with. I wonder, could there be some fundamental difference between one who is born with Echo and one who has been artificially imbued with it? Well, the immortal flames have been scouring the research facility ever since the liberation. There's a chance they might have some answers for us. Colonel and others overseeing the investigation. Let's go and pay him a visit, shall we? Джуди, благодаря тебе. Vlastně máme tady skončili s ten kladem zachránníkem. Podněl si spory for a ticket. Yes, as expected she didn't say very much, but it wasn't a total waste of time. Unward noticed something odd about her. He thinks she might be having visions almost constantly, which is not how the economy works. Have you found anything which might explain why it's so different to her? We have been hard pressed just to organize the research material, let alone study them. To be frank, I would welcome the science expert assistance if you have time to lend a hand. So many bodies, every one of them victim of these experiments. Officials and sign of external injuries from what I have been seeing. Been able to determine that they crushed it from forcible ether extraction. Such a miserable way to die. Že to z nich vystáli? Magdy pekný kalkot. Magdy pekný. The is basically a revolutionary also. Now you know its purpose is only because our mark place an object while this one will be level master subject. Everyone received the request from the Alliance to analyze this device, and I have been recording everything according to the diagnosis labeling. All the pods are designed to drain the ether of the computer, save the one right here. Unlike the others, the interface has been fitted with an array of sensors rhetoric waves forms. What purpose, however, I couldn't tell you. Jak nám by to vyťahli z něho, no. And a little less of the science as I like you can share my facility with you with pretty much appreciate you. Shall we start with you? Taken in combination with the Timoris of Krill and Tankarat, I to begin to see exactly what the Imperials were attempting here. The enhancement product procedure entailed infusing a single candidate with effect different from multiple of applied subjects. As for the master subject, in this case, clearly the pattern of energetic activity would provide a model upon which they would artificially engineer the candidate's aura. In other words, they were trying to recreate a girl's house. I believe so, which would explain our prisoner's present state. Charlie is possessed by an unreadable ability to hear whispers of the soul, and it seems probable that the procedure engendered same acute sensitivity for the soldier who go for the who guard for the law. Many of them lost friends and family to the skulls. And there's a sentry at the door, night and day, if she can't help sensing their thoughts, sensing their past. But you don't just see their past, you live it, all the emotions, all the pain. Imagine what it did to do to you. You did never be the same again. Indeed, as you may recall, Isael was completely transformed by a single glimpse of Perez Vargas' past. Verdola has been forced to experience the agony of those lives she destroyed. The guilt must be unbearable. That explains her request to be executed. Sounds to me like a kind of justice. Regardless, she can suffer on for now. We have more pressing matters to consider. The result of the experiments have been relayed back to Garlemald. There will be no to stop the Empire from repeating the trick. They could give echo to anyone, to the entire Legion. We must be ready. We must learn all we can of this God-forsaken procedures, and Forgola remains our best source of information. She will not be getting her wish, not yet. Keep faith, lass. If you're to convince others to follow you, you must believe what you're telling them. People will respond to passion, but not if it's figment. And just thank you, General. We should leave the flames to it. Let's go. I'm looking for us about the echo and end up getting screwed, but yet more evidence that I don't know what I'm doing. It's not wonder why people listen to him, not me. Fooled. Aha, potion, okay. General Aldin is veteran of countless campaigns. You cannot compare yourself to commander of his experience. Opravdu. I know, but I also know that I couldn't have convinced that mob to give up and go home. It makes me realize how much we rely on his authority and how much I still have to learn. I wonder what he will do when everything here is settled. I mean, it is his homeland. After going the trouble of winning it back, might he not want to stay? His Guandari, which countless refugees now face to continue the life they built in Old Ahor, start again the in the land of their birth. Yo, moment. I read from Old Ahor with the message from Sultana. Her grace desire an audience with you. She understands and that you have responsibility here. But ask her that you visit the palace at your earliest convenience. Convenient. Well, I must away and attend to our business. Until next time, my friends. An audience with the Sultana, depending on the nature of her consultation, this may be the perfect opportunity to inquire about the general future plans. Yes, we would all like to know about those Alfin out, but not everyone is comfortably interrogate royalty as you take no notice of him. Okay, Alfin, papa nie mi dasz. Well, all questions of how to put the Mud King treasure the good use shown aside of answering itself. Probably be about it, I don't know. Medra back and call. And I should be getting back to my own task. I will organize a squad to head down into the ruins and then start preparing for the big meeting. I'll send Nanama my regards here. And I was too, if you please, we shall see you on your return. Dobra, ja musím jít na záchod, takže se tam teleportujeme a... Bouda. Jdem. Jo, každý jsou vlastně. Jak se volá ten sultan na Rings? 3, 6 quest. 6 quest je to. Kolik je to těch partů? 4. Dobrá, ale půjdeme asi motorkou největě. Nevím, či tam jde dobré. Hej, musím jít naokolo. Tak to jsem mohl jít tu rovno. You're expected, my lady. Please proceed. Samozřejmě, že jsem očekal.
I thank you for answering my summons in these most interesting times. You have been busy. The liberation of Alamigo will have far-reaching consequences, and there is a matter upon which I would seek your counsel. I speak of Raubarn and his future. All know the tale of his rise from penniless refugee to member of the Syndicate and General of the Immortal Flames. Yet though he has come to call Uldar home, it will never be his homeland. He is a son of Alamigo. And now that she is free, I thought it only a matter of time before he sought my leave to return to her. Indeed, I had resigned myself to his loss. Suffice it to say, I was greatly surprised to hear him speak so lightly of handing over the reins in Alamigo and retaking his place at my side. I will welcome him with open arms, of course. He is my most trusted advisor and my dearest friend. But I have known the man a long time, and beneath that steely gaze, I spied a flicker of doubt. Whether Raubarn chooses to remain in Uldar or return to Alamigo, I only wish that he do so with a heart unburdened by guilt or regret. Yet, how can he freely make such a choice, knowing how much I depend on him? It is past time that I learned to discharge my duties as a sultana alone. I must go forth and see my realm with my own eyes, and hear the wind with my own ears. Might I have your company for a brief adventure?
Hello.
Wonderful. Allow me a moment to change into something a touch less conspicuous, and I will join you outside.
No, co musím si zpětovat. Teleportační šárty, internet. Well, what do you think of Elira, the Merchant Daughter? This is the disguise. I don't know when I wish to leave the palace and observe my subject unnoticed. Ordinary Papashan. Papashan would accompany me, but for this particular outing, I need an advisor, not a minder. And that is why I requested your company. Over the course of your many adventures, you have met people from all walks of life in every corner of the Rosa. And I would make us of your worldly experience. Now let us be on our way. Our first destination is a stone's throw just behind the gate of Nala. Oh, okay. Gate of Nala. I believe not Nala. Picking Mount. Look upon this processing of the tent. The refugees camp is a squirrel at the mercy of the elements of the product of the city made walls offer safety, but the streets overflow with people as it is. Hinton was blessed by the hand of Nala himself, and refugees could ever hope to afford a dwelling in Ulda. 20 years passed since the fall of Alamico and 5 since the calamity. Yet the plight of the poor has grown more desperate, not less. As a Sultana, the blame falls upon me. Then my best has not been good enough. Shall we press on? I will follow the road to the unholy faith. Flashing, huh? Sa mi ľúbi, že je tu toľko kontentu ako proste v solo, chápeš, že proste dali si záležať na tom. Pre tú free verziu. It was here in the unholy, unmarketable place. That's my mother and father made that they do. I was but a child at the time and my parents were returning from the inspections of our interest in Tahanalan. When the alternate rocks light grows the courage. To this day, it is not certain if the incident was simply misfortune or an expertly planned assassination. Urban also threw the rope on the investigation and bring me to truth. He assured I must surely crave, but I refused. Even if my parents' deaths were orchestrated by the monetarists, we could only have brought their hearing to justice. The true villains it was who plotted to put me on the throne as a biddable puppet, were ever beyond our reach. Thus did I plan to strip the merchants of their power and place our nation in the hands of its citizens, quite as unaware of the consequences my actions would have for you and yours. I should dare to think how many goodly souls paid the price of my naivety. But I'm no longer children are sitting about with witless obedience, and will not be used as a pawn in the monetarists gambit games. Forgive my outburst, you're one of few people to whom I felt I can speak my mind. Come, let us return to end with this Coliseum. OK, to jinak byla i quest s Traumáďom. Respektive to byl taky začátek s nimi. To si pamätám. A to by ich triggerlo všetkých podľa toho, jak to ukázalo. I want to be a gladiator. Ninja gladiator zač. From the moment I became a sultan, I found myself thrust into the endless paradise of diplomacy, beginning and ceremonies. First, I simply signed where I was told to sing and sat where I was told to sit. Bliss, fully oblivious to what any of it meant. Yet the one good thing did come from the enormous chapter in my life, where it was during the official visit at the Coliseum that I first met Ruban. The match I had ever been invited to attend was not at all what I expected. They had pitted the bull of Lamigo against some dozens or cerebral gladiators. Blinkered thought I would not stand for so obvious injustice and attempt to see if their fight one man against another, and my royal wish was duly granted. It was not until late that I learned of the gambling ring which had arranged for Rupan to die, and the sense that day. Regardless, my interventions meant that the Rupan had but single opponent to dispatch, which he duly did. And when he knelt before me to receive the winner's purse, he swore that he would one day offer me his blade in service. Surrounded as I was by liars and manipulators, I confess I dismissed it as a pleasant piece of theatre. But as you know, Ruban is a man of his world. Thought it took him another 5 years of fighting on the bloodsands he amassed a fortune so great as to buy not only his freedom but a seat on the syndicate. And then I had my blade. Masz.
Your Grace, you mustn't! The danger is too great! Please, Your Grace, come back! I beg of you!
It seems you're the one who needs looking after, Master Shum. Raban!
Your Grace, I have kept the promise made.
So you have, and in turn, so too shall I keep mine. With your winnings, you have become one of the 6 most wealthy souls in all Uldar. And so, as tradition dictates, Rauben Aldin, you have earned yourself a seat on the Syndicate. May your new station garner you still greater glories.
I am honored, Your Grace, and vow to serve with every fiber of my being from this day till my last.
The guy happy.
Long live the Sultana, and long live Uldar!
Words cannot express what that man means to me. There are others who care deeply for my well-being, of course. Papa Shan's love for me is that of the grandsire for his grandchild. But matters of government, I cannot turn bodyguards and made servants for council. Ruban, without his office indicated position, was the first sword I could wield. His was the only edge which could cut the strings that bound him. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan sworn for long, and there are the other places I would visit. There's oh sorry. The nachos myśli won. Sultan, aha. Ja to są te traumadzi. Jednak. Ja. Janča bol posadnutý. Pamätám, to je snad posledné, čo som robil za quest. But the calamity treated well and the alliance forces the battle in the plain of Kartan, and I reminded him. I prayed with all of my heart that Darkhan Louis Sykes would have the power to rose at the 12. Since that day I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here I seek the blessing of Tal, reflect upon my choice and ask myself if I'm fulfilled my duties as Sultana. You rightly celebrate as a champion because you have led the line in the hundreds of battles for the good of Erzan. In much the same way, I believe the measure of the monarch lies in how she leads her people in time of adversity. If I'm to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Uldah. I have charmed my path with Alamigano, freed from imperial chains. I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already many displaced Alamigians seek to begin the long retreat home. The facilities that proceed, I have made a small contribution. An artisan's hall in Arhagarich for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to wield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. Those people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the old treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Yeah, why not? My suggestion may have visit the god saucer is in order is a proprietor. He's a member of the syndicate, and he is one of a few who pay refugees to pay. I wonder, are you acquainted Gobeta Mandvar? Then I need to explain his exterior nature. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see what word is sent to the gods. Gobet should be only too glad to receive us. Is she blending? Jo, takže to ja tam budem musieť prejsť pešky. Tak šprintuj. Goblet, to je ten druhý až potom vrcholný. To je pasívka, že sa môžem vrátiť akože späť. Moment, snáď idem dobré. Nejdem dobré. Či? Nejdem. Ten výťah to zobrať. Airship landing. I have ridden aboard the public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to Gold Saucer. I must confess there are some experiments. Gold Saucer. Chatting message this one I heard a description of its splendor. Yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. I couldn't possibly believe we did not come here to filthy away the royal coin. Gobbet will expecting us, come let us head directly to the lodge. I think those thieves guard the temptation. Ale ja si to pamätám, že to bývalo mi. Ok, a teším sa dosiahnuť na 3 a 4 je 7. Aha, najlepšie by bolo 6. Tri sa mi zdá, že sa mohli hrať až. No, najlepšie je 6, čiže to je 15 a 21 mám. Dobré môže byť. Ale je to najviac, aha. A 8 je 13, dobre to je hovno, ale môžem tam dostať 5. Je 12, 6 a 5 je 11, tam takto 7. Ja dobre, to počkaj, to idem takto. A ty si mala tie oblečky také, že? Až 100 000, čo ti mete? Lol. Sa vlastne nedáme ísť na koňa, na mounta. A toto hore býval ten oný, ten taký drahý. Teraz za týždeň robil. A to nie je tento. Neviem, kde to bolo. I believe this is where we are to meet our man Daredevil. She will sit while wait his coming. Shall we sit? Jezus, to je tento, čo robil tie najlepšie questy za ňo. My will apologize, keep waiting. No, pleasure necessary, Gobert. My request was done, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. When my son's friend and the Sultan herself come calling, there is no more important engagement. As the purpose of my visit, I would have to have your thoughts on how to crown my best aid to refugees resistant in Tanala. You were aware, I'm sure, that many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland, and you're also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might best be distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your grace choice of company would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. My advice to is to you is stop taxing all the wealth to save Alamiga refugees. Terrible idea. You was my proportion. Most emphatically, I agree with your grace that refugees must have housing and employment, but what the profit is there for all the in disarrangement? Profit? After all you have done to grab any displacement, I thought you're the very last person to seek the benefits from their misfortune. Forgive me, your grace, but you appear to be laboring under the misapprehension. It is fine endeavor to support one fellow man. Počas si zapamätať slovo. Endeavor silovať. Okay, I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save refugees, it is not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it to expect it. And then we must consider all the own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the national coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizen of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosities. Surely it is not your grace intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill. Indeed, the name Super pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of the world. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with the returning Alamigans, even as it generates revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. You have given me much to ponder, Lord. I thank you for your candor. Candor? Upřímnost, okay. Profit at the thought never crossed my mind. But something about lamenting my native will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. You're perchance acquired with any success merchant. If my attempt at philanthropy is obligated to reap profit, it would seem wiser to consult someone with a club of business. Ja, či poznám niekoho, kto pomôže. Ordinary would not just any agent of the East Aldran Trading Company, but if you hold his Hancock Fellow in high esteem, I'm content to be led by you. You may repay my fate by journeying to distant Skaguna and speak with him on my behalf. Aha, to myslíš jen toho. Igor told I'm to visit those shores. I have not the leisure for the length sea voyage. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurer or want to do, I shall await your report by the Iron in Olda. A fair journey to you. And swift one, if you please. Ok, ja sa toto ešte zastavím. Ale absolútne si nepamätám, kde to bývalo. Je shop? To je toto? Nie, kde to bývalo? Toto asi. Asi som sa dal dolu. Nie? A nie. Jumbo kapot. Pay the payout. Aha. Это 9, окей. Presne to som chcel. No, super. Nestihol som ho. Teleport. Tu je. Neviem, dá sa odtiaľ to je na disk normálne, hej? Taký gane, logs. Dalo by sa aj lacnejšie, ale to je jedno. Ty hovoríš, že počasí, že? Rozležané bavím mince. To je jedno, dobra. Kde sa? Ja, to sú proste side. Proste, jak sa to povie, bože. Tak by si mal čo robiť v hre. Aj keď si skončil príbeh. Endgame content, tak. Yeah, that was what do I own the pleasure? Or what are you here on business? I beg your pardon, Her Grace the Sultan would have my opinion on how best to invest the wealth of Ulda. I have you to thank you for this recognition, I'm sure. And I'm flattered that you came to me. Truly flattered, but why settle for the lovely appreciations when you could have a master? Upon matters of profit, there is no links of battle to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito. A man whose morning exertions, Saito to fill his wardrobe with gold. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you. Say at the Science former headquarters in Palmalal. The Viking Sands would seem a suitable natural venue for negotiation, don't you think? Of fair value and major little to pro. Okay. Takže ide sa do Viking Sands, kde budeme mať konzultácie tým typkom.
No, daj tak.
A čože máš pre mňa?
Dobre.
Ďakujem. Ďakujem. Rumku doniesol. Wow. Moment, toto nie je ten номер? What? Nechápem. Nebude. Welcome back. Did your merchant friend who in success the vessel to shore? It's all right though. Are you agreed to this? I'm well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I had to keep the monitors at arm's length and him in particular. I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat with him if I'm the role of Uldak especially. Very well, I will. And prepare for his coming. Wow. Making sense. To už je doba. So this is where the Science first Congress said. I have heard many tales, but never had the occasion to visit work them. The hour of the meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointment room to ourselves.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
Jo, to je ten, čo ju zradil vtedy. Ale dali jej otravu spaciu a nie. Ahoj.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask. There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Nay, the deception has served its purpose. I am glad to see you found amusement in my little jest, Lord Lolorito, but shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say I'm most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Uldar and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more. To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Uldar. Ha! I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gir Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
Tesal tedy určitě nie Giri. Alagiri.
Yes, if a stable trade route can be established between Uldar and Alamigo, then Alagiri would once more become an important waypoint. But while such growth would greatly benefit its current residents, I'm afraid it could sustain little beyond that. Yes, a quarry town certainly does carry the potential for profit. At least it would do were it situated anywhere near a lucrative market. It would cost more to transport the materials than they are worth, in my humble opinion.
Boha, jak to presne mysleli. Prostě to je to, čo som nechcel.
Yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltry and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gill.
Ano, ale je to morská sol.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenard Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders, just as Your Grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
Dobra. Dziękuję Macol za pomoc. Tym, aby tam rozbehol biznis. Podstatne. I fear it will be many years before I felt comfortable taking part in such a negotiation, but I shall not complain. We have bequeathed Lolorito interested and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you. I could not have done it without you. Co je toto? Ty fluši. Goodbye. Of course, Our course is decided. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers being work on implementing the practical of the plan. If I could prevail upon you one more time, I would ask you that you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hex on your return to Alamigo. My thanks again. Together we have laid the groundwork for the endeavor. Endeavor which promise the benefit to people of Alamigos and locals. Alegipania. No, so that's terrible. Yo, you're back. What did Nana? Oh, sorry. Are you allowed to talk about the audience with the Sultan? Sarban says he's going to return to Aldach, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something we don't know, but I'm pleased that here she's committed to helping our refugees come home. And this plan to revise the surgery doesn't make a lot of sense. Quite how you convinced her to seek Valerie to help? And another question. After all that has happened, he is the very last person I would expect her to return for advice. But on a more practical note, at least assuming the interim government elects to accept all the proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment we have a fortune at our disposal, after all, and allowing Uldach to provide the entirety of the capital will afford Lord much more control. Honestly, I've been out. It's like a gonna never happened. What exactly does the Earthless Profiteer have to do on your trust? But yes, you'd make a good point. First things first, I thought we need to discuss this proposal with the Solitary Resistance. Iskar, how do you fancy explain the Sultan's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what thinks of the idea before the greeting over everything. Right now, Commander, would you mind coming along, you? I might need you to fill in the details. Then I shall come as well with what I wish to discuss figures and my knowledge of the national finances may prove useful. Ešte si ja chcem ešte pozrieť, aké krajiny som na to vravel. Algíria, to bolo to. Presne som si myslel tú pevnosť. A potom sa tam Alghana to bola? Nie. Neviem čo bolo to druhé. Ale no. Dobre, ja tam prídem, dokončím tento quest a idem tam prídem až od večera. What manner of mischief brings young to old what in this time? They want to rebuild the sultry ground. You tell him about the deal. Well, bugger me. We will never have the coin or a hand to put the place back to how it was, but it sounds like the border changed. There is just one small wrinkle in your plan. It doesn't account for all the nasties queuing in up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to call the buggers, but the emperors weren't about the help that like of us. Don't worry, Granddad, we will take care of all that. Commander Hex has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd send me to the loch if I asked. Appreciate that, Whisker, my lord, truly I would. So does this mean you've gotten better with the blade of yours? I've been training, but mostly to kill Imperials. You have some experience hunting ones, don't you? Think you could cast an eye over a few of the local beasties and teach me how to deal with them? No problem. Let's not waste any time then, I will see you by the loch. Whilst you're busy attending to local fauna, I shall have much what to explain to me what exactly is required to restore the sultry to its former glory. Good hunting. Right then, I've got a spyglass here, you can use it to closer look at its pests. Once you've got the measure, you can tell me what to do and we will see how well I get on it. Okay. Jak ho mám objavit? Čekat si hledání, je? Oh, okay. Proč jsem se to vygooglil na Redditě. The vendor with this process of heart, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Look like you found it. That's so hitting the show, like smoking the rock. Any suggestions? For the soft under the head. Vulnerable under the head. Are they right? Then wish me luck. Nech sa darí teda. Thanks you, I did just as you told me, and the weapon weren't done like a sack of potatoes. Let's find someone else. OK, takže toto bude asi na dlouhšie, takže sa idem nájsť. A vlastne quest budem pokračovať potom, takže plus 3,5 hodiny.